And we are recording, Mr. Mel.
I'm ready. I've got
Well,
my course lights because it's
that,
afternoon on a
that's
Sunday.
true. It is
I got my
12:24 officially. So you good? Ready for the Ravens?
I got my Ravens onesie on. I just hope I don't pass out before the game starts. It's a late game.
Now, we did have some audio issues before we started recording, and I'm not sure if it's God telling us that we shouldn't apologize or that we're
No, it's
assholes.
not God. It's just me wearing a hoodie. It's just me.
Yeah, it's just you. Just you. Anywho, we're going to do this in three, two, one.
What are you doing?
Testes in my mouth.
Get on the ground, you fucking pledge!
Ew.
Welcome to the greatest podcast experience of your life. This is the FratChat Podcast.
All young men like three things: food, booze, pussy.
Featuring Carlos Garcia and Chris Moore.
And what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another edition of the greatest podcast in the history of podcasting time. And it's a season finale, baby. It's the FratChat Podcast. I'm Carlos Garcia with CMO Moore. How's it going, Mr. Mo?
I'm a little hungover today. I went to brunch yesterday for a drag brunch in Howard County, Maryland, Columbia.
I was going to say, I was wondering if your sister had visited here because I was not familiar with the drag game in down in Maryland.
The drag game in Maryland is not anywhere close to being at the caliber that it is in New York City. I hate to say, I'm sorry. I mean, this is a episode of apology, so Baltimore, I'm sorry, but you have to step it up. There was queens. There were queens from Pennsylvania, Delaware, Baltimore, Maryland, and I have to say, it felt like amateur hour.
Yeah, they're different scenes, man. It's just like the comedy scene, the drag
You
scene.
know?
It's people learn. People like in Baltimore is a pretty good comedy scene, but you go to other states and it's like, well, good lord, what the
Yeah.
fuck is happening here?
Does champagne give you headaches?
Well, it's pretty depends on the champagne, but if like I have like with mimosas and shit,
Mhm.
usually, but it depends on the sugar.
Oh my gosh,
But
my head's killing me. That's why I'm drinking so
I don't
early.
drink that much champagne though. Like I'll have like a glass during New
Ugh.
Year's, and like
If
if
they
I'm
had,
at like mimosas, someone has mimosas, I'm down. They're delicious.
yeah, but so I'm all down for like an all you can drink special, but like I'm always wishing that they have like something other than just mimosas. Now mimosas, champagne kills me. I love Bloody Marys, but they're spicy. Even though I love it, it's gonna kill me the next morning. My ass will be on fire. So sometimes people will be like, we have all
That's
you can
true.
drink tap beer or like well drinks in addition to like whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
like those are better because I'm with you. I can have one Bloody Mary to give me life. Like if I'm hungover like you are right now,
yeah.
have a Bloody Mary, load it up, eat the fucking olive or whatever the fuck they put on there. Some places put like a strip of bacon, which is so dope.
Yeah.
That is, like,
There's
my
a place
favorite.
in Chicago called Twisted Spoke, and they would have like steamed shrimp sticking out of it and like sometimes like a little like slider sticking out of it. I mean, it's like a whole meal in a glass,
Gives you life. And then the tomato juice brings you, gives you all those vitamins to make you feel good. Obviously, you get a little hair of the dog in you.
Yeah.
But like after you have one, like you're having cold tomato soup essentially. Like you can't have two fucking bowls of cold tomato soup.
My doctor told me that most people have upset stomachs not because of dairy, but because of too much honey in their tea. Because I'm like, my stomach hurts so bad when I'm sick with a cold. He's like, how much honey do you put in your tea? He's like, honey is so much glucose. It's natural sugar, but that makes you have a stomach ache. And he's like, also tomato.
OJ does it too.
Yeah, he's like, and tomato sauce and tomato like soup is as acidic as orange juice. So that's gonna kill you.
So and orange juice is also acidic, but orange juice, people don't know the pulp is fiber. So if you have a lot of OJ, and not only is it acidic mixing with the booze, but you might be getting the poopies later on
Yeah,
that afternoon. So
it's true.
and you might not know why. And then it's like when you, especially when you're drinking on kind of on an empty stomach, and you get like the shit, and it's like it's not food, so it's all like weird squirts, and like your butthole just doesn't feel the same after one of those. It's almost
Yeah.
like having hot sauce, but not quite. It's like
Oh,
a
I thought you
weird
were gonna say
feeling.
it's almost like a family reunion back in Venezuela, but
Oh, we're never
you're
without
only
the
gay if
smoke.
you're taking it. Am I right?
We compete after our family reunions. We compete in the yearly log toss, where we go over to the neighbor's yard, because we don't want to clog our pipes. So we have to make sure that we eat a lot of solids if we want to put in a good fight in the competition, because Grandma Garcia, she was small, but she was mighty. Don't let her fool you.
She could pinch a
She ate a
loaf
lot
like a
of fiber. That's
motherfucker.
why she ate a lot of fiber.
And on a different note, so I'm hungover. Carlos, how are you today? I know that you did a lot of filming and shooting as of late. Are you allowed to talk about these projects? Or are they top secret?
Not totally top secret, but I have some things coming out, a little series coming out this year. Well, this by the time no, this still comes out in 2025. So next year, which is in a week, but it comes out like in the next couple of months. And I've been filming for it quite a bit. We're getting a lot of episodes built in the back end, so it's ready to roll out. But it's been fun, man. I had to do a little Western shoot on Friday, so I got to be a real asshole, which was kind of fun.
You're like a cowboy?
That's right. But it was like it's well, I don't want to spoil everything, but it's kind of like a guy pretending to be a cowboy. He's kind of like obnoxious, and that's kind of much what I'll tell you. And it's like he really like it's like a fake accent, but he's like a daddy's boy, really. So everybody's like, this guy sucks, So it's fun to be that person. But also I did a lot of like hosting event stuff, so I got to meet a lot of different people from different states and stuff all around the country, which was really cool. So it's been a big entertainment month for Carlos, and I have to say it feels good, but I am fucking exhausted, so I'm very much looking forward to relaxing for the holidays, even though I'm going to be driving up and down and up and down from New
Where are you going
Jersey.
for the holidays?
Well, I'm going to go. My family celebrates Christmas the 24th because that's what Latin people do. Baby
We just
Jesus.
call them Canadians at my house, but continue.
That's right. And the 25th, driving back to Jersey to come to Julie's parents. And then like the 27th.
Wait, I thought she was Jewish. So are you telling me that Julie's a double dipper?
She has a double dipper.
What the? Okay,
No,
so
I know.
she's like, you can have your cake and eat it too.
That is pretty much. I hear you.
Oh.
I hear you. And she wants me to be a double dipper, and I'm like, no. No, the baby Jesus will strike me down. I can't. We believe in the baby Jesus. Where that baby Jesus knows how to give you the cute eyes, and they guilt you, man. Like I can't go ahead and just all of a sudden be like baby Jesus. I'm going double dip. He's gonna be mad as hell. You know what I mean? I can't do that. I can't do that to you, baby Jesus. So
my family was like, you got to make a choice, kid. Do you want 8 days of dreidels wrapped up in gift wrap and some gold coins that are actually chocolate?
Or do you want a super soaker?
A super soaker and Nintendo 64.
Oh, Jesus.
Christmas is like super commercialized. Like it's like crazy. If you ask any kid what the meaning of Christmas is, they're gonna be like toys, presents, of course.
Absolutely. That's why if you let a kid decide, it's like honestly like it's kind of biased. You know what I mean? Like it's like if you let them decide when they're kids, they're gonna go for Christmas. Who does it's like do we want a dreidel or virtual reality video games?
Totally.
Jesus.
But though, like in Judaism, Hanukkah isn't like a huge holy holiday. It's like it's a decent 8-day span of a holiday, but it's not like a huge holy day.
Passover, you gotta actually do some shit. or the angel of death comes and gets you.
Yom Kippur, like Rosh Hashanah, those are like, I can think more important.
Well, I wouldn't know, but when I join the tribe, I'll tell you. Maybe they'll beat me.
Well, Julie would know if the holiday benefits her, and I've got her all figured out.
She celebrates whatever benefits. National Cheeseburger Day. She starts looking at me like, "Where the fuck's my cheeseburger, bitch?" And I'm like, "Whoa!" So there's always something. But then I have to go. My family in Venezuela, New Year's Eve is like really important, and we have no plans for New Year's Eve. So driving back to fucking Maryland the 27th or so, or maybe the 28th, depends how burnt out I am. And then doing New Year's Eve there, and then coming back like the 2nd or whatever. And so it's going to be a lot of driving. And I don't know if your mom is one of those who, I assume not, because Monk looks like he's a pretty handy dude, if you know what I mean. No, I don't mean not that way. I mean like with his hands, But when I got home to my mom's, there's always like 10 projects awaiting for me that I had no idea. It's like something broke over there. This is the window. Can you measure that? The paint or whatever. And I'm just like, I go to rest and I just leave like more tired than I was when I got there. So
not so much. I've been very lucky. This trip.
Yeah, so
no moving,
enjoy it.
Heavy things.
No, enjoy it. But yeah, it's gonna be fun though. I'm excited for the year to end. I'm excited for new opportunities for the new year. And so hopefully everybody listening also has many wonderful things coming in the new year and enjoy the remaining day coming. But we ain't done yet, people, because it's time to listen to you one last time this season. And again, I want to give a shout out to you guys. I think this was our first season doing emails from the listener, or was it last season? I can't remember. I'm getting old now.
I think last season we used to roast each other.
Yes, that's what it was. And I love emails from the listener. When we started this podcast, I didn't even have any little gray in my beard. I was still clean shaven at the time. So it's cool to evolve and grow. And listening to you guys has been fantastic. So
I was in my 30s.
Ooh, yes. You're such a young boy. I was just actually looking at the description of the show the other day, and I was like, "Oh, I gotta tell
in the 30s."
Yes,
I know. I didn't want to say anything.
Former frat brothers, now comedians in their 30s. I was like, "Well, one of them is."
Should we just say middle-aged?
Well, speak for yourself. Again. One of us still has some 30s left to enjoy.
People always tell me, they say, "I can't believe you're 40," and I'm like, "Are you just saying what you think a gay person wants to hear?" It's like going to a black person and being like, "I voted for Obama." It's like, just so you know, you look younger.
I appreciate it.
Okay.
But listeners, if you have something to say for the new year, we're going to keep listening to you guys next season. And we like to build these up too. So over the holidays, ask us a question. Shoot us a message. Let us know if there are any topics you want to cover, anybody we should roast, anything in particular that pisses you off. Send it all. FratChatPodcast@gmail.com because we're definitely going to bring this segment back next year. But it's emails from the listeners, Mr. Mo. So let's see. Why don't you know what? I'll start this one.
Okay. This is long again.
Yeah.
Your body.
I just took a glance at yours, which I should keep going with that sentence and not stop there. And I feel like that's a good one.
To glance at mine, were you impressed? Yeah.
It's not the size; it's how you use it. And let me tell you, I think that could be a good main event.
I've been known to be a little girthy.
That's right. There's a lot of substance to it.
Ask your mom. And she'll tell you that I redecorated our whole pantry.
That's right. But anyway.
With my dick. Okay, go ahead.
I have Eric from Maryland, and I do
No,
not.
that's mine.
Yeah, right.
Oh wait, no, it's not. Sorry.
You have an Eric too? Oh shit! You have Eric from
Sorry.
Oakland, California.
What are
That's
the odds?
hilarious. That's very serendipitous. Shout out to Eric and Eric from opposite coasts. One from the East
Oh
Coast, one from the
wow.
West. That's pretty cool. Maybe they're yin to the yangs with their problems. We shall see.
Maybe.
And one of my best friends is an Eric from Maryland, so I don't think this is the same one though. But I don't know how you know. Hopefully not. But he goes. Hey, FratChat guys, long-time listener, first-time confessor.
Oh.
I'm still shaking as I type this because I may have committed a social crime that legally should have gotten me banned from casual dining forever. So, by the way, this is how you know this totally happened in Maryland. So last Friday, I'm at Applebee's for my buddy Kevin's birthday. It's a total Maryland story.
Yep.
Absolutely happened in Maryland.
Not Ruby Tuesdays? Were
That's
they
right. Half price
okay.
apps, dollaritas, and bad decisions. Probably, yep.
Not Red Robin?
I've been there, buddy. Hey, I worked at one at a Red Robin. My roommate worked at an Applebee's, so I totally know.
Those like the four, like the, like, you know, in Greek mythology we have like people that are the different, like, yeah, the Atlas
deities,
and
you
the
know,
different deities,
Zeus
different.
and shit, Athena.
We have Applebee's, Red Robin, TGI Fridays, and Ruby Tuesdays.
It's the holy, you know, Eucharist or whatever the fuck it is. The Father, the Son, the
Holy
Applebee's, the Robins, the TGI. Amen. Half price appetizers. I'm going to fight the teenager, but get some chicken wings. Sorry, Eric, but we both been there. Love you, Maryland. So last Friday, I'm at Applebee's for my buddy Kevin's birthday. His half price app, dollaritas, bad decisions, the usual. I'm already 3 drinks deep when I decide to gamble on the Southwest Chicken Bowl. Ooh, I don't know. This sounds like a bad decision, sir. Despite my stomach sending me multiple written warnings earlier that day.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Fast forward 20 minutes. The table is laughing. The waitress is mid-sentence. And my body betrays me in a way I didn't think was physically possible. I try to play cool, but the sound I made could only be described as a whoopee cushion filled with regret.
Uh-oh. How much regret? Like a handful?
Dead silence. A kid a booth over goes, "Mommy, that man is broken."
No. Kids.
The smell was so bad. I was worried the health inspector would get called. I panic. Instead of owning it, I do the worst thing imaginable. I loudly accuse Kevin, the guy whose birthday it is, he came to see. Kevin, who is wearing light khakis. Kevin, who is now screaming, "It wasn't me!" like he's on trial. Long story short, Kevin's girlfriend left early. The waitress avoided our table like it was cursed. And the manager comped everyone's meals except ours because we disrupted the vibe. I Ubered home alone. Kevin hasn't texted me back. Applebee's emailed me a survey and I'm too ashamed to fill it out. Love the pod. Please never read this in public. Eric from Maryland.
Well, why would you send it if you don't want us to read it in public?
Yeah. Sorry, Eric, but
I mean,
damn. I mean, that's on you, dude. If your stomach, like, there's certain times, dude, where I want to eat certain things, but I know for a fact that I have eaten something bad before, or I've been drinking too much, and I know my stomach is already giving me the herbly gerblies that I know for a fact if I eat that shit, I'm going to shit. Like, I know it, and you have to stay away. You know,
I agree with you. I also think that, like, okay, so yesterday, whenever I come home to Maryland, I drink and eat so much. My mom's like, "Want a snack?" I'm like, "Yes, I want all the snacks and I want all the shots. I want everything." I'm home. Yes, I want to relax. So
And the food's delicious in Maryland. They have a bunch of shit there that we don't have here in
yeah,
the city.
I
So,
was eating burger cookies last night. Remember burger
oh,
cookies?
no,
It's like shortbread and like fudge chocolate on top, and that's it.
oh yeah,
And
yeah,
then
man. And the seafood is amazing.
yeah.
So I don't blame you. And
So
bar food is delicious too.
oh
So
my
the
gosh,
bar.
yes. So anyhow, before I went to this brunch yesterday, I was like, I'm not feeling well. So I'm going to take an anti-diarrhea pill, like an Imodium pH.
Oh,
And then when I get brunch, I'm probably not gonna get like all this spicy like omelet type deal. I'm gonna probably get like a waffle and like keep it cool. So like if I'm not feeling well, I eat rice and bread or whatever I can to just like not like, you know, not to poke the bear. I don't want to trigger the beast. So I kind of
totally.
feel like, dude, if you knew you weren't feeling well, why would you eat something that you knew it was gonna make you feel worse? And
Hmm.
also, like I don't care what anyone says, but if you're like in your 20s and 30s, like you can control your farts. So you can control it. You absolutely can.
I will
You
say
if you think it's gonna come out, then you go to the bathroom, and if you don't
that's
trust your
true.
fart, like go to the bathroom and like fart in the bathroom.
That is true.
It
CMO makes it seem like he has some like X-Man superpower here. Oh my
no,
god, he lifted that chair with his farts.
Eric, are you gay? Because some of my gay friends that take it on the regular, they can't control their farts. Their
That's true.
sphincter dungon gave up. And so like if your sphincter gave up, then maybe you can't help it. But
I will
if you're not
say
taking it from behind on the regular, you can help you could have helped you could have like prevented this from happening.
sometimes you get one of those farts that's like all like pressure in your stomach and it's just like hurts and you know that you just have to release it slowly but surely and you're good but you can't make it to the bathroom to do that you just gotta try to disguise it so I feel like I've been there you know like I actually spoke about having to poop at the grizzly pear not that long ago after Julie made me this diarrhea salad that I ended up regretting. And step one, when I knew things were in danger, was when I was in the train and all this pressure, and I was able to just lift my left butt cheek and just slowly release a little
Yeah,
fart
but you
that
you
like relieved the
gambled with
pressure.
life at that moment
That's right.
because if you don't know what's gonna come out, it could be a fart, it could
It could
be
have been bad. It
like
could have been
pudding.
bad.
You
It
don't
could have been
know.
deadly. I was willing to take a gamble to save my life, and then I had the diarrhea as soon as I got to the pair. But this guy, it sounds like he was trying to do that, and instead, what came out was just like a very loud, stinky death bomb. But I mean, if you look at the Southwest Chicken Bowl that this man got. It's 830 calories. It's grilled chipotle lime chicken on fresh greens and cilantro rice, house with house-made pico de gallo, black bean corn
Oh.
salsa, and guacamole, topped with chimichurri,
Ooh.
tortilla chips, and a fresh lime wedge. It's 830 calories. I'm not gonna lie, it looks fucking delicious. But you have this cilantro rice, pico de gallo. You have the grilled chipotle lime, super seasoning. You have black bean corn salsa, and even avocado makes you poop a little bit. Everything in there is designed to make you poop, and you already had all the other fucking appetizers. This is not something you share with someone. This is something that you decided to get for yourself, sir. And it's so facto, Eric, you committed this crime on yourself, and I had to fucking bang the gavel and say that, sir, you owe your buddy a hefty apology. You owe him a case of beer. You owe him a gift card to an Applebee's that he will use without you being there, or another equal restaurant if he never wants to go there again. You got to be a better friend than that, sir. And you at least should have owned up to your fart. Next time, you got to take credit for it. Or he owes you, you owe him a fart. Raise your hand for it. He could fart somewhere when he really has to go. He can shit himself. It could
That's fair.
smell awful. And then you have to be like, sorry, guys, it was me.
But that's if he ever texts him back again. It's such a shitty thing. Of all the people to blame for a fart, the birthday boy, come
Yeah.
on.
In front of his
You could have
girlfriend,
blamed
too.
another table.
Totally. And in front of his girlfriend, too. Now she thinks he's a bitch, too, because he didn't fucking stand up for himself, and if he did, it was all like, it wasn't me, you guys, which makes you look like even bitchier than Applebee's. So you definitely made sure that he didn't get laid that night. Yeah.
I feel like, you know what? There's so many things wrong with this. Eric from Maryland, I'm sorry, but like we couldn't be friends. If I was in your position and there's a long line for the bathroom and like I would have walked to the other side of the bar and ripped
Yeah. Said you're
ass.
gonna buy him a drink and fucking, crop dust everyone else on the way over
Or I
there.
would have taken a phone call outside.
The old
You know what I
phone.
mean?
Hi, Grandma. I miss you too.
Exactly. But to just like let it rip in the middle, everyone's eating. Like, come on,
While
dude.
the
Like,
waitress is there, like you crop dusted them. Now they probably have to take a
horrible.
shower. Like if I'm a server, and I had been, I served for years, man. If I'm taking an order and some fucking asshole farts in my general direction at the table, I'm taking his order. I'm spitting his food, dude. Like this is like game over. You fucking biological warfare me. It's on, motherfucker. I'm farting
Yeah.
in your dinner now. You're gonna eat a shit sandwich. Get ready.
Yo estoy de acuerdo.
But anyways, my Eric was led astray in the East Coast. Let's see what your Eric in the West Coast has to
Okay,
say.
Eric from the
Which is
West
better?
Coast. Are you a chump too? Let's see.
Do you
Okay,
fart
so
like
he
that?
wrote, Dear FratChat Bros,
All right.
my wife and I have an intense physical relationship.
Oh.
Ugh, gross. You fucking breeders. Ugh. Ugh. My wife and I have an intense physical relationship. And there was a time that I looked forward to the makeup sex after an argument because it would be incredible, raw, and passionate lovemaking.
Yeah.
Okay. But over the years, I've noticed that we don't really talk about our issues. We just yell and then agree to disagree before fucking each other's brains out. Should I be
failed to see the
concerned?
problem. Go
Should I be concerned that we don't have the conventional tools to solve everyday problems? Or should I be happy that I have amazing sex life after 10 years of marriage? Let me know your thoughts and don't hold back. Eric from Oakland, California. Oakland, I think, is right next to San Francisco.
I'm
Like
not
across the
sure.
water, I think. I think it's like up in that like Bay Area.
This is Oakland to San Francisco.
I think if you cross like
23
the Bay
minutes.
Bridge, you're
Yeah,
there.
that's very close. 23 minutes. man.
Oakland, I know Oakland because it's statistically one of the most diverse places in the United States, and it's great for raising kids. Just kind of like my neighborhood, Astoria, is super diverse too.
Yes, it is.
And so, like,
Astoria has such good food, dude. I love Astoria.
yeah, man. Okay, so I don't think. Well, I want to get your opinion on this first. So this guy, they fuck like animals. They instead of having like, I guess discussions, they're like, let's just take our frustrations out on each other's genitals.
Yeah.
And they both it's mutually beneficial for both of them.
Right.
So I guess I'm curious as to your opinion because you're straight, and as far as we know, and I wonder,
Unless you got
like,
$200, you got $200, boy.
money talks. So I think to myself like well that seems like it might be effective until you reach old age because there's old people that just don't want to have sex anymore. They're
Yeah,
like
they get
I
all
don't think
goopy.
80-year-olds are like fucking like bunnies. So
Actually, you'd be surprised. In those old folks' homes, they do.
oh yeah.
There's a lot of STDs in old folks' home, especially
Oh
people's wives
nice.
die. Also, some of the dementia patients start getting freaky, like they think they're 18 again, and they start
Oh
blah blah
wow.
blah. There's a lot of like STDs that old folks get at their homes. So, by the way, you need to get your mom to get you another beer.
I know.
Beer. But yeah, the thing is, obviously, he's kind of in a rock and a hard place because he's terrified that if they learn to communicate, the sexy time won't be so good. But I think that if you learn to communicate, maybe the sexy time will be even better because now
Yeah.
you'll know that you can get freaky and she can also tell you, give it to me harder or whatever the fuck you want. I don't think that changes your intensity in the sexy time, but communicating is always good. I always say every argument, you can quote me on every single one that we've had on this show this season that's been about relationships. I've always come back to communication being the key. You need
I
to be
agree with that, I'm going to say that I think that they could benefit from some couples therapy to work on communication, because what if you're in a relationship with someone where it's not appropriate to have sex with them? You know what I mean? Like, so like if you and your husband have this thing where I guess Eric, you and your wife, you have this thing where every time you have a disagreement, you fuck. Okay, great. But what do you do in the boardroom meetings when you have a disagreement with your boss? Because you shouldn't fuck
fuck them
them.
too.
You know, or what about like how do you raise your kids? Sorry, but like I mean,
Is that why little Jimmy has
like,
that limp? We're calling this child services.
but you have to be able to have like an uncomfortable conversation. I think that when you give feedback to people, if it's constructive, it's uncomfortable to receive feedback or to give feedback. But if you do it in if you do it with the best of intentions, I think that it's a win-win for everyone, because you hone in on your communication skills,
Yeah,
and then other people can hear your messaging. So
but
I
I look past the point of feedback in this kind of thing. I look at it more in a sense that people, because anybody can tell people what they're doing wrong, and obviously taking it is difficult. But it's about being vulnerable enough to tell someone what you're going through emotionally that maybe makes you be someone that the person should, be a little gentler with that week. You should let people know, hey, I'm having a tough mental health week this week. I'm fucking struggling. Can you just like be gentler with me? I like can't take a fight today.
Can you not be a raging bitch for one fucking day?
You asshole. But it's like, I'm feeling weak right now. I need a hug. Things like that. It goes beyond, because obviously if someone's hurting you, that's also difficult. But it goes to also opening up when you are feeling down, when you're feeling a certain way, when you need your partner to be there on an emotional sense for you. You gotta, at the end of this, some people know when their partners have something going on with them, but at the same time, no one's a fucking mind reader, and it shouldn't be down to always the other person knowing when to come in and be your emotional support. Sometimes it's okay to let them know, hey, I like need some support here. I'm struggling. And too many people are afraid of being vulnerable, so then they hold things in and then they snap at the wrong person, and it's usually the people who are closest to them, whether it's the girlfriend, sister, mom, whatever, roommate, the best friend. It's always like the person that they know is always going to be there that they then explode on, and then it puts a strain on those relationships rather than just dealing with what is actually going through and just putting it out there. So I mean, it's a lot. Some people just jump right into therapy, but therapy, I think, is a good thing for everybody to try at least once. You do learn a lot about yourself. But if you know that you're doing this,
it's like butt sex.
That's right.
Just
You
try at
should
least
all
once.
try at least once, just so you know
Yeah.
what you're talking about.
Yeah.
But ultimately, you want to do a little self-reflection, and this is a perfect time to do it. The end of the New Year's here. We have a new year coming. You can try to do a New Year's resolution you'll actually keep on, like going to the gym, and take some reflection on your inventory. See what's going on in the basement, and see where you can open up more, and see if if you do open up more, it'll lead to less fights and less weird sexy time after. But if you want to keep the weird sexy time, communicate that too. I don't know. Communication is always good. But
Correct.
Eric, not farting Eric, I wish you good luck. Farting Eric, you got some atoning to do.
Yeah.
And you got to
Sorry,
eat
dude.
less bean dishes.
I agree.
But anyways, we have two news stories because it's the last episode of the year, and these two news are just too goddamn good. So we're gonna fly through them real quick. So, last beer. Go away, Mike.
Oh wait, by
So,
the way, this is so
go on.
random, but there was this not article, but there's this post on TikTok. It was like the most attractive male singers of all times, and they had Michael Jackson, and I was like, really?
Like
What?
when he was young,
Attractive?
Michael, or like in the middle of his.
Like
Hi
like
guys.
peak of his career, like black and white video, Michael Jackson.
Oh no, he looked like a lady then. He looked like
Uh,
Latoya.
part of me was like, I don't think anyone on this planet has ever masturbated with the thought of Michael Jackson in their mind. I'm gonna
Well, sometimes you run out of things.
of all things to think about, that's
For
not
the
one
first
that
6
comes to
years, I
mind.
thought it was a lady. To be fair, I was.
Okay, well,
when my mom told me it was a young black male, I was like, "What?"
everyone
This was
has their
before the
kink.
internet, you know.
Yeah. But anyhow, so I cut you off. Sorry. You have a news story.
So, yes, we have. This story. No, comes from literally this past week, and it was published by the aviation industry blog View from the Wing.
Oh, okay.
So shout out to them because this story is absolutely
I never heard of them.
hilarious. So, people, let me ask you this: how dumb do you have to be to post your entire airline ticket on the internet? Well, apparently very, because a super pro Trump supporter passenger proudly posted a photo of his first class boarding pass on social media to brag that he could afford it, quote unquote, because of Trump. And that Trump had, quote unquote, made America great again. But what he didn't realize, or more accurately, didn't even fucking think about, is that a boarding pass isn't just a flex, it's literally the key to your flight because the photo showed his name and confirmation number in it. So someone online then used that info to access the airline system and cancel his flight before he even boarded. That is just fucking fantastic. So gone, trip over. According to View from the Wing, many airlines still let you manage bookings with just that information, meaning anyone can cancel your reservation, change seats, or access your travel details. And here's the moral of the story: money can't buy you common sense. This fucking moron absolutely deserved what he got. And I sincerely hope the airline didn't refund him a dime. Because posting your boarding pass online isn't confidence. It's literally stupidity boosted with Wi-Fi. Like, what the fuck are you doing, dude? That's like posting your driver's license and your passport and shit online. Like, you're a dumbass.
Wait,
So
wait. Can we take
good for him.
a brief moment and compare our pictures on our driver's license? And do you want to compare
Ooh.
our social security cards too on the air? I'm just kidding. I'm
for
just
the
kidding.
for the viewers, send in your driver's licenses and we'll compare your pictures.
But I mean, that
Social
is
security cards too. We'll see the highest number wins. Send your social security numbers to FratChat
so
Podcast.
someone didn't cancel the flight for everybody, just canceled his
Just
ticket.
his flight.
Oh,
So
I see.
his ticket exactly because you when you post the old school tickets, it has everything you need to access the information on the internet. So you just go cancel seat, whatever. And the funny thing is, if you cancel it the day of the flight, you usually don't get refunded shit
Yeah.
unless like the travel insurance or the special ticket that you
I
can.
I
So,
wish I was a fly on the wall when he went to the service
oh my
station, when he
god,
went
dude.
to whatever airline it
Yes.
was, the customer service, and they were like, "Sir, you canceled it." He'd be like, "I didn't cancel it." "Well, did you share this with
What the
anyone?"
hell are you talking about?
And they'd be like,
Yeah,
"Sir, did you share this with anyone?" And he was probably like, "Oh,
yeah,
maybe."
yeah. I mean, he's a fucking dumbass. Like, what? And like, I mean, dude, you have to be a special kind of piece of shit too. Like, what was the go? Oh, I'm in first class. Look at you, peasant. That's really what you get. That's really what you get,
Yeah,
bro.
I
And
agree.
the funny thing is too, he was posting a first class ticket that he was taking to the Greenville Spartanburg International Airport in South Carolina. Like, what the fuck? That is not that is like a teeny tiny airport.
Yeah.
It is. I love South Carolina. Don't get me wrong. South Carolina is fucking beautiful.
It's okay.
Great food. But you're not. It's not like you're flying to like the Abu Dhabi International Airport. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I'm flying to London now. Goodbye, peasants. First class all the way. That is like a 13-minute flight, sir. You don't even have a chance to get a fucking appetizer. Like, what are you doing? So, it is not the flex. Like, no offense, Greenville, Spartanburg International Airport in South Carolina, but flying there is not the flex you think it is, buddy.
But why do
So,
people like attribute their success to the man in the White House? Like,
well, because he's a
why
fucking, they're in a cold.
they're
That's the
so stupid?
problem.
Like, why not just be like, you know what? Through years of hard work, I managed to purchase potentially my first
Yeah,
first
no,
class
because
ticket.
they believe in him. They think he's Jesus now. Like, imagine if we were like, "Oh, thanks to Joe Biden, I love you, Joe Biden." Like, shut up. It's so weird.
Yeah, I'd be like,
Ew.
yeah. I
Or
don't think it's,
Obama. Shut up. I can pay my mortgage because of Obama.
did I
No.
tell you that someone asked me, maybe last episode, I forget, someone was like, why did Obama get the Nobel Peace Prize? And I was like, I had no idea. I don't know. I want to support it, but I really don't think I can answer
Yeah, I
that
have no idea.
question.
To be fair, the Nobel is, I'll be the first to know that I don't know enough to know how their selections are made. There's been several controversial people, including the Venezuelan lady that just won it. Don't get me wrong; like she's not it either. She is looking for regime change, so they'll put her as like a puppet president in Venezuela who'll just do what he has. That's all she wants the power. So don't get me wrong, she's also not great. I give kudos to anyone fighting the dictatorship in Venezuela, but if you're also doing it to get power for yourself, not necessarily to help Venezuela, then I'm also like skeptical of you. So I am skeptical of many of the Nobel Peace Prize winners after a certain point, where I just feel like they have their own thing.
Agreed.
So I would have to tell you, I have to research it because I do know, there was quite a lot of violence going on with the U.S. and the world still while Obama was president. So not necessarily his fault, but like stuff was going on in Syria, stuff was going on all around. So I don't know, but I have to say, he did preach a message of unity. That yes, we can. So maybe that. Who knows? So I don't know. But we're not in a fucking cult, so we're allowed to be like, yeah, it's fine. Maybe he didn't deserve that. We have no fucking idea why he got
it's
it.
a popularity contest.
Maybe they thought he was sexy. Who knows? Maybe I'll research it. I'll come back in the new year with that information. But maybe he didn't deserve it at all, and it's okay because we're not in a fucking cult. But other people are like, Trump, I love you, God. So they're just so weird about it. So this guy deserved what he got. But moving on to the next story. We have, this according to CNN, and well, you sent me this story, and I had to really make sure this was a real CNN report, and it was.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a real CNN report reported by Claire Duffy. A woman named Yurina Noguchi has officially married an AI generate persona named Klaus through Chat GPT. Sorry, it's Klaus with a K. Very German sounding, through Chat GPT. Yes, like they married, like vows, commitment, the whole fucking emotional package. She came down, like, if you look this up, she wore a full-on wedding dress, which who knows how much that shit cost. She had a real wedding to do this shit. There's people attending this, watching this go down, and no one raised their hand when it said, speak now, forever hold your peace. Not one person said, you're crazy, bitch. Except the groom lives in a cloud and literally crashes if the Wi-Fi drops. Now, it's not technically legally recognized in Japan, but Noguchi says the AI makes her happier than real relationships, which is the nature.
Come on. I can't.
Which is either the future of love or the saddest Black Mirror episode we've all accidentally wandered into.
Yeah.
Right? And listen, respectfully, she went through it, no backing out. No, maybe I should talk to a human one last time. She just went straight down the aisle towards a dude whose biggest flaw is occasional hallucinations and whose biggest turn on is a well-worded prompt. You got to ask the question though. On the wedding night, does she set her phone to vibrate? You know what I mean? Like how did that work out?
Maybe.
Because that's like as close as Klaus is getting into intimacy. You know what I mean? So you got no snoring, no cheating, no leaving socks on the floor, but also no pulse, no body, and no ability to help you move a couch. You know what I mean? So congrats, I guess. You know, and shout out to CNN for covering it. And shout out to Klaus for being the first groom in history who can be deleted with a software update. I don't know. Shout out to everybody in this crazy fucking world.
You know, I think okay, so when I'm voting, I'm like, if they like, I don't love everyone, but if they check off 6 of my 10 boxes, then like I'll vote for them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so like when it comes to the partnership, I think to myself, okay, like I don't think I'll get 10 out of my 10 boxes checked. But like 8 or 9 would be like fantastic. But
Yeah.
some of the boxes carry more weight than others. And like having a physical relationship is a
Like his
very
back box.
heavily
Gotta check that
weighted
one.
box.
Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah. And so I don't know what Urina's gone through. Maybe she had a pretty extensive, horrific past and then has sworn off physical relationships. I mean, I respect that, but I think to myself, like, how can you have when people have like pen pals and they, they have long distance things, like, isn't there like the idea that like at some point you'll meet this person and you'll have
Right.
like crazy animal sex?
Right.
Like,
But
what?
to be fair, maybe, we don't know the future of the chat GPT, but we are headed towards like AI robots. We already see them. So maybe Klaus eventually will get like morphed into like a robot,
Maybe.
and you look down, it'll be like a 12-inch vibrating dong. Like,
Oh, that's too big. That will rearrange her insides. Urina, you're not gonna like that.
My name is Klaus. Prepare to fuck.
I wonder if she was a fan of Vampire Diaries, because there's a really sexy vampire, like the first one. His name was Niklaus, but we called him Klaus.
Maybe.
I said
Maybe
we
that's
called
what
him
she
Klaus.
wants.
They called him Klaus. I never met him.
Yeah,
I don't know why I said that.
See what was in the show, and they just cut him out, unfortunately. But yes, maybe that's what
I was
she's
behind the
for.
scenes, like hiding behind the lockers.
I still want to see her on the Klaus 2000.
Yeah.
She'll look like, like in Jaws 2 when they're getting eaten and like just over the water, like, ah!
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, boy. So, yeah, I mean, this is one of those where I don't know if this lady's crazy or just flat out sad, and I feel bad saying both of those out loud. So this is we're sorry episode, which is a perfect time to bring it up, because really though, but someone like you need people in your life to question things for you if you're getting to the point where you're going to marry a chat GPT.
I agree. I'm like, where's her friends to be like, this is fucking crazy,
right? Like someone in her life to be like, this is insane. Like, you understand that chat GPT does updates every so often too, so eventually like the algorithm will change in like 3 weeks for him. Like Klaus will be different too. Like, it's not even like you get the same Klaus. Like, like it's like, what the fuck? Like, what? It's like, I don't know. People need people in their lives. So this story illustrates exactly why. Chat AI will replace a lot of things, but never a good friend in life. They'll need to slap you outside the head and be like, man, you act stupid. So find that person in your life. It's my word of advice, people. But anywho, now we are going to the last and final, not the drag queens of the year, people. And I have to say, this one is fucking crazy. I had no idea that this story was going to develop to be as crazy as it was when I started looking into it. But shout out to Right Wing Watch on Instagram for revealing the first part of the story. But since they posted it, even more stuff has come out. So, again, this is crazy. It's something that we just couldn't believe. And no, again, this is not a drag queen. Not trans, not immigrant, not Antifa, or anything of the sort. It's yet another white Republican in a position of power who learned the hard way that you can be arrested for exposing yourself. even if you think the rules don't apply to you. So last week, as I said, Right Wing Watch flagged the story, and it turned out to be even wilder than first reported. Because in Lebanon, Tennessee, on December 16th, 51-year-old Donald Donnie Self, a sitting member of the Wilson County School Board, was arrested and charged with indecent exposure after police alleged that he exposed his genitals to 2 female restaurant employees, including a juvenile, while ordering food at a local McDonald's or local restaurant, not a McDonald's, just a local restaurant. Sorry. He was like, "Hey, can I get the chicken tenders and fries? And why don't you look at this pickle?" No, he didn't say that. I don't know what the fuck happened, but you have to be a real creep to do that shit. But according to the arrest affidavit, the juvenile worker told police that this wasn't a one-time thing. That Self, and note, Self is his last name, so I'm not referring to myself. To that guy. He allegedly did this before on September 28th at that same restaurant and again on December 15th. And then when asked about it by officers, he denied the exposure, but others described the incident, and the police arrested him on 2 counts of indecent exposure. And at the time, he Self oversaw Zone 5 in Wilson County schools, which include multiple elementary schools and a high school. And of course, he even served on their fucking ethics committee. But here's the kicker, and the part that really makes you think, you gotta be fucking kidding me. Just 3 days later, this is after the story was published by Right Wing Watch. Just 3 days later, on December 19th, authorities arrested him again, dude. And this time, Self was hit with 3 additional counts of indecent exposure and 1 count of criminal attempt after multiple more allegations were reported to police as the investigation continued. Detectives said more charges are expected as they follow up on the complaints. So, yeah, this was not some isolated, ambiguous misunderstanding. It's not at least 2 arrests in 1 week, multiple charges, and several alleged incidents spanning back to the fall, and a lot of them in public places. So you know there's going to be camera footage of this shit, at least 1. And just to be extra clear, this individual was a locally elected Republican school board member, not a drag queen. Not anyone in the usual culture war boogie-wan bucket, just another powerful white guy whose alleged conduct has put him in a whole lot of legal trouble. And note, matching their wig to the wardrobe is the last of their fucking troubles here, because they ain't no drag queen. So we'll keep tracking this one for now. We'll hopefully have some news about it next season when the case develops more. But for now, what a sticker shock. Holy shit.
Well,
so
can I say
to Right Wing Watch for the scoop originally. And yeah, go on.
My friends and I were talking about this, and one of my friends was like, "Well, how impressive do you think the Wang was?" I'm like, it doesn't matter. If you lead with that, then everything else is not impressive. So if you have to lead with your ween, then my assumption is that your butt ass ugly, your personality sucks, you probably don't have finances to support someone else. Like, if you have to lead with that's as like showing your dick to me, like in public, to like woo someone, to swoon them, is kind of like a last resort.
Totally.
So like,
totally. I completely agree. And it's like, it's the same thing. We've
what a
talked about
gross
dick
fuck.
pics. We're not dick pic senders here. That's like, if you have now been asked to send a dick pic and you're leading with that's like so rapey. Like, what the fuck, dude?
Yeah, it's really gross.
Like, that's super rapey. No one wants to see your dick, dude. No one wants to see your dick, and if they do, they will fucking ask.
Maybe he has a really
have a
big
consensual
belly.
relationship.
Maybe he has such a big belly. He's like, "Hey guys, I haven't seen my dick in a long time.
Is it
Can you
there?
describe it
Do
for
you
me?
see it? Like, I really can't see it. Can you see it? Please help me." Maybe he was just begging for help.
Can you just describe it for me so
cry
I
for
know
help.
it's mine?"
Is it true it points to the left and it's teeny? Is it true it looks like a baby portobello?
Yeah, just like Stormy Daniels said, didn't she on was it Jimmy Kimmel? he had Stormy Daniels point to the mushroom that resembled Donald Trump's dick the most. Have you seen that?
Yes. Yes. That was a whole thing. Which mushroom does the president's penis look like?
The one she
And
picked wasn't
it
very
wasn't
good.
pretty. I mean, there
No
is a
way.
commonality between these, Weinsteins and Trumps, these popular rich white dudes and their penises. So,
Yeah, Elon Musk had like a penis surgery. I think he was open about that.
what a loser.
Ugh.
Oh, boy. Well, that explains the little dick energy that I get from it.
Yeah, a lot of
But
dick energy.
anyways, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, frat chatters of all ages, it is time to get to it because we have made it to the final episode of the year, the final episode of the season. I know we'll be back in a few weeks, a couple months. Enjoy. No, not a couple months, a few weeks. We just need some time off. I hate CMO. Just kidding. No,
Ooh.
we'll be back late January after some well-deserved R&R. But here's the thing. Until then, we've said some things here on the FratChat podcast this whole season, this whole year. And as we do every year, it's time for us to pay the piper and apologize just a little bit. Because we get it. We're not perfect beings. We roast things. We see things happen in real time. And sometimes we take a shit, figuratively speaking. Vince McMahon. We take a figurative shit on a person that at the time we think deserves it. And sometimes we go a little bit far. And that's what we're here to atone for. Because the holidays are coming. And I want to make sure we get on Santa's nice list. So we're going to say we're sorry to some of our friends, family, people in the public, maybe politicians, celebrities, that we sometimes just went a little bit too hard on. So, we hope you accept our apologies. And before we get there, go fuck yourselves. All right. It is time for us to say we're sorry. So, Mr. Mo, or you want to get us started? We have some honorable mentions here too.
Well, I wanted to first just apologize as an honorable mention to just the concept of time. We're sorry for wasting your time with all of our poop humor and stories about crapping ourselves. And those are like minutes and hours you can't get back.
To
I'm
be
sorry.
fair, those are some of my favorite stories.
Me too.
I'm not sorry for that one. There'll be plenty more poop humor to come your way. So I guess if we're sorry, we should always be sorry for it. But hopefully you guys enjoy. We've shared some great poop stories. Like me
Yeah.
and Julie, when Julie saw we were driving on the turnpike, and Julie saw that guy taking a shit on the side of the road, or your grandma destroying the bathroom, or your mom
Yeah.
with the bag. We
Yeah.
got some legendary poopy stories here at the Frat Chat podcast. I just when I pooped in the fraternity house bathroom trying to get a BJ and the toilet was broken. We can't help it. People poop. So
Yeah. I put
this
the
one,
utility sink at the Zeta house
yep, we
and I
share that
slapped it down with my
too.
foot.
All
I
these things, they're part of our lives. We just poopers. People poop. It's
Yeah.
what you do.
Everybody poops. Well, I also
So
have an honorable mention that I think maybe you could speak to more. It's we have a disproportionate amount of Stevens or maybe potentially Steffens that have wrote into the podcast with questions and comments. And if it's spelled conventionally with a V as in Victor, easy
it's
peasy.
easy.
But if it's spelled with a PH, I do see an element of panic over my co-host's face as he attempts to say this name. And there's a 50% chance that like he's gonna be wrong. So
Yeah.
I think you need to apologize to 50% of those people
To the
who
Stephens or Steffens who
yeah.
I mislabeled. Because I guess to them in the PH Steven/Stephen community, it's kind of like being misgendered in a little way. So I get it. You guys don't want to be Steffens if you're Stevens. You don't want to be Stevens if you're Steffens. So I get it. And when you think of a Steven and you think of a Stefan, I think of two totally different peoples.
I do too.
You know what I mean? Like Steven sounds a little fancier. Maybe he wears glasses and gloves. And Stefan, like smokes weed behind the Applebee's dumpster.
See, I think the opposite. I think Stefan is fancier.
You
And
think Stefan is
Steven.
fancy?
Yeah,
You
because
think Stefan could
Stefan's.
be? Oh, it's not Stefan. It's Stefan.
Well, I think Stefan sounds fancy, and then most Stevens go by Steve.
That's true. That's true. There's a lot of Steves, but
We
then
don't
they would have
say
put
Steph.
Steve.
You don't say
And then they
Steph
would have
to
put.
a Stefan.
And if you're a Steven with a PH that then goes to Steve, how do you spell it? You can't then switch it to a V.
With a V, you're gonna have to.
What? No, that's come on.
I don't know.
That just goes to show names are stupid. You all need to go to the V, and if you're Stefan, stick with the PH, and we need to set some kind of fucking rules and regulations around this, or use an F like Stefan Diggs. We know exactly that name is pronounced. It's how it's written. Stefon. I think it is Stefan. You know, right there. That makes sense.
Family Matters with Steve Urkel, Steve and Stefan.
Yeah, exactly.
They started this.
That's true. This is all Steve's fault. Did I do that? Yeah, motherfucker.
Yeah. And then the last one of our honorable mentions, I actually like her a lot, Jojo Siwa. I think that
we shit on her.
But listen, we've all had bad wardrobe moments in our life, so like she gets one, like that weird
one that was a
alien-esque. It was a weird phase, but that one particular photo that we made fun of her.
I have exactly what we said right here.
Okay, let's hear it. Jojo, I'm sorry. Okay, let's hear it.
This girl puzzles me. Her name is Jojo Siwa, who is like a social media sensation with her like side ponytail, huge bows, like rainbow neon colored outfits, and she was like super kid friendly. And then she went from like kid bopper to whoever the fuck she is now with like weird outfits, and like you were a fucking baller on that
Special Forces.
She's fucking bad.
Yeah, massive of that. And then she started was weird. Like it's like Gene Simmons meets like the genie from Aladdin,
Yeah.
And then she took like a freeze dried turd and stuck it to her chin.
Yeah, I see that. Weird.
Like what the fuck is that? And then she made this and with like horrible, crazy dancing, which for someone who's a professional dancer, it's like if a choreographer gave her the directions, like make it as annoying as possible, JoJo, and the people will love it.
That is okay. I mean, it was a little harsh.
Harsh, JoJo. I'm sorry. Listen, you're a young girl, and you should be able to make whatever decisions you want and try to find yourself and imagine yourself however you want to on your own time, and it's not my place to say. I think to myself like Miley Cyrus has gone through some physical transformations too, and like her music has changed.
I mean, I'm sorry, I'm still Miley was like the pioneer here, and I think she was trying to Miley it so hard with being like controversial and whatnot that she just went too far on the deep end, and I think that's the problem. I think she listened to too many executives as opposed to just being herself, and that's kind of why we ended up being here to begin with. But to that effect, maybe I shouldn't have said that she looked like she had a piece of shit stuck to her chin.
A freeze-dried turd.
Yeah, that was maybe a little far on my end.
I mean,
the dance moves, maybe they was meant to be bad to get attention, and people do love it live, like when she does the dance now.
People are talking about her outfit, not her sexuality, which is also not fair to her. Because she was like a lesbian for a second.
She kind of broadcast that shit on TV a little much too.
Yeah.
Like, I'm a lesbian, but I like dudes now. It's like, okay, pick a side, JoJo. Like at this point, again, I think maybe too many executives in her ear. Like, put that out there to the people. It'll be fucking amazing. Like sometimes you need to go on some personal journeys by yourself, and then once you're ready, actually share it to the people. But I just think maybe she's just jumping to conclusions because people want her to get news headlines rather than actually grow. So
yeah,
I don't know, JoJo. Maybe get some better people around you next year. I think you're cool. You're badass in special forces, again, as we said on that clip. So I think you do have more to you than what some stupid music business execs are making you or having you do. So, but we like you, JoJo, and we're sorry. But anyways,
Yes.
now we have made it to the top 10. Uh, would you like to go first, or would you like me to take the voice ones?
I'll go first. This is the easy one.
Hit
I
it.
need to apologize to first time listeners, maybe just not for like not easing them in,
Oh,
especially anyone who's under
I get the lube.
25. Yeah. I want to apologize to anyone who's under 25 who had to hear all of our back in the day stories. You know what I mean?
Back in
Because
our day, we used to have to go up to college, uphill both ways, just to get fist fucked. It was awful.
yeah.
Yeah,
But think of it like when your parents would tell you back in the day stories, wouldn't you and your brother be like, the fuck, who cares? Like,
yeah, but to be fair, that is kind of like how the show got started. So if they don't want to listen to our
oh,
stories, it
yes,
is
oh.
it's kind of defeats the purpose. But now we don't do as many back in the day stories. We kind of shared most of them at this point.
When my friends say, "Oh, what's your podcast?" I'm gonna listen. I'm like, okay, just know we do talk about poop a lot, and
Yeah,
so
yeah, we
maybe
talk
not
about
listen to
shit.
it in front of your parents or your
We're,
significant other. It's just
listen, we're a
like a by
podcast that
myself
gets
type of
shit
thing.
done, Simo.
Yeah,
Literally. So,
yeah.
some people don't do enough shit in their lives, and you can tell. So I refuse to apologize for shit.
Okay,
Apologize for other shit, figurative shit, not literal shit.
I don't apologize for my little poopies. If they're done in the bathroom, I think it's fair game.
But yeah, first time listeners, we do kind of. If you come in season 7, woo, yeah, you definitely come in hard. So maybe we should, you know, we get the lube out and settle you in. But to be fair, if you are coming in season 7, obviously, welcome. We do our technology gets better as we go along, our sound effects, all that good shit evolves. But season 1 has some banger topics in there that if you haven't heard, you should go back and check out, especially right now in the off season. We have shared some wild secrets, crazy hazing shit, all kinds of stuff. We got some wild stories from back in the day. So if you're interested in that kind of humor, check it out. Before we went pop culture, the archives are good. They're loaded with good stuff. But to new listeners, we will try to be mindful of you and not grandpa out too hard, especially as now Simo traverses through his 40s. And,
Correct.
only one of us is now young enough to say we're still young. But I want to go ahead and apologize to the presidents we called fat.
Oh, and Kirstie Alley too. Sorry about that.
Oh, ooh.
I thought it was fair game because she's a Scientologist,
Ooh.
but fat
Yes.
shaming isn't nice.
You got her good. Yes. But yes, and the presidents we called fat. And to be fair, some of you all could have really used a diet back in your day. But I shouldn't have used I should have used you to make a sideshow of you via your fatness, because being a president is a pretty stressful job. Everyone's going to gain a few pounds. We're not all sexy Barack Obama out there in his basketball gear or surfing in the beach. We're not all that guy. We all deserve to binge eat our feelings from time to time if we want to. I do it all the goddamn time. So why shouldn't you? You got to get up at 4 a.m. to lead the goddamn country. So we shouldn't have been so hard and to the point where an entire episode is made about calling you fat, or half of it, and then contrasting you with your fitter, more in shape counterparts in a way that demeans you. So, the ones of you that are still alive, we're sorry. The ones of you are dead, wherever you're at, up or down, we're sorry.
Do you think Donald Trump is considered obese?
Yes, 1,000%. Well, his listed weight is famously 1 pound under the accepted obesity rate. And to be fair, some of those are pretty ridiculous. Like if you're like 5'8" and like 200 pounds, you're considered obese by the way that it works. And like, I was 5'8", 200 pounds in college, benching, like being a ripped guy. And now I've gotten more muscle in me again, and technically I would still be considered obese under the scale. So the way that thing is done is very outdated and not fit to what actual people's bodies are. But it is hilarious that they found out the weight to be 1 pound under obesity. So you can't say even his fake weight is obese. But he is morbidly obese, uh, past the point of, the actual scale. If you just look at him, dude, the suits don't fit him because he is ginormous. And like, like this was like even in 2016, him, playing tennis in those little shorts. The dude's fat, and there's a reason also why he's having health issues at his age. Like he eats like shit. He drinks Diet Cokes all goddamn day. He's definitely obese, and that's a fact. I'm not making fun of him. He is definitely obese, and his heart has to look awful on the inside.
Yeah, for multiple reasons.
That's right.
Well,
but we're sorry, presidents. We should make a whole side should be like, look how fat he is, and I feel like I kind of did that. So we're sorry.
Well, I want to apologize to listener, your partner, whoever that person may be. I apologize for the arguments that this episode's caused on various drives home or whatever the case. I don't know. I just feel like we have a lot of really interesting questions from the audience. And I think that sometimes, Carlos, you and I, we don't always agree on it, but like we play the devil's advocate, we look at both sides of the story. And I do think that some of the people that leave having had their questions answered might leave more frustrated than they were before they posed the question. And so sometimes I think when people pose a question, you already know what the answer is, so you should waste our time because you already know that you're probably an asshole or your girlfriend's an asshole, whatever the case may be. But I'm sorry for whatever rift we've caused in relationships by having one side or the other, or I don't know, just kind of using your own relationship turmoil for our comedic satisfaction. So
Totally.
I'm sorry to your partners who've had to deal with this.
Totally. And, I'm sure that sometimes you guys are listening to the relationship question that we're putting out there, and you guys might disagree on what the answer is. One of you might take one side, one of you might take the other side. So if you're fighting in the car over the answer, we apologize. That is not the intention. The intention should be to bring people together with a laugh. So don't fight over the bullshit that we say. We're comedians. Again, one of us in our 30s still, the other one venturing well deep.
Why do this is all day? You did mention that a lot. We get it. I'm 40. My God. Julie, I'm sorry for putting my fist up your fiance's butthole for calling me 40 all fucking day. Happy holidays.
Nah, I can be a puppet. Hi guys.
Hey guys, he's 40. Waka waka, waka waka
waka. So yes, you guys should not be fighting, and if we're making you fight because of making you pick sides, or sometimes you'll catch your partner, usually your male partner, laughing inappropriately about some of the shit we say, and you judge them a little bit for it. We're sorry. We understand comedy can definitely make you question your partner. Oh boy. So
what else you got?
On to the next one. This one is a perfect time. Perfect timing, really. Couldn't have planned this any better. For next, I'd like to apologize to my co-host Simo, to Simo's mom and his grandma for my depiction of them in Storytime 2K25. From his mom being portrayed as a mean alcoholic to his grandma being featured reliving the destruction of a guest bathroom. someone never escapes getting roasted, and for that I'm sorry. And CMO, I'm sorry also for calling you Joey Fatone. You know, you're not old and fat; you're just old. And I'm sorry if I made you feel bad about your weight. I meant to make you feel bad about your age. So I'm sorry
Okay.
again. It's very sorry. I never want you to relive your eating habit days. Those were bad. So
Thank you. And
never
I'm
feel.
sorry for calling you fat and sweaty as a kid.
Oh, that's okay.
Although it's been documented that is truth, but
I was very fat and sweaty as a kid. So it's kind of true. And I'm sorry for saying you had no friends and you hung out with your grandma. But again,
it's kind of true.
So, at least we're not liars. Say what you want about us. So, if we're going to pick on people's insecurities, they're going to be true, damn it.
Well, next I want to apologize to white people that cook. And I'm one of those
that's such a good one. We shit on them.
Yeah, we shit on you guys a lot. And to the MAGA whites, I just want you to know that we have all these fun foods in America per cultural diffusion. That's why we have this stuff. So like pasta, pizza, tacos, shrimp fried rice, like they're all part of our everyday diet. But I feel like MAGA refuses to acknowledge its origins. And I just want to highlight Christy Nome, who went to a Mexican restaurant for her birthday. You can't shit on immigration and the value that immigrants bring to this country and then expect them to like celebrate your birthday.
She was on with a fucking sombrero on her birthday at this Mexican place. They actually didn't realize it was
stupid cunt.
And it was like, dude, the irony. Here you go. You say, "Oh, America first," and you didn't even want American for your birthday, you stupid bitch. So
if you want an American for your birthday, Christy Nolan, then you should have had burgers and fries because it's the only thing we can.
And that's not even American. McDonald's was Irish.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Mick. I guess so. So
yeah.
I just feel like we can't like shit on other cultures and then like resort to other cultures when it comes to like celebratory events.
Totally.
You know what I mean? It's just so shitty. Chrissy Nome, and I hope everyone else hearing this, I hope you guys aren't offended by what I'm about to say, but Chrissy Nome, you're a stupid cunt, a waste of life. And this season, I hope Santa Claus brings you all the pain that one could have in a lifetime. Thank you.
Via a painful turd coming out of your ass. I hope it
splits you wide open.
I hope you have to get stitches in your butthole.
Yeah.
Santa's cold.
I hate her.
But
what a
white
gross,
people,
gross person.
But white people that cook, I have to jump on that one as well. I personally have said every joke imaginable about your cooking and your lack of seasonings and things. Again, a lot based in truth. I have looped in my own fiance into this because she was and is continued to be raised very white, and I had to teach her, about the benefits of salt and pepper and garlic in your food.
Mm-hmm.
With that being said,
love garlic.
Not all white people are terrible cooks. Like Chef Gordon Ramsay is my dude. He's white. There's a lot of great white cooks out there. Not all of you are stupid. I shouldn't generalize everybody. That's not good. So from now on, I'm going to be a little clearer about the white people that can't cook. And, maybe we can go by regions because like Southerner whites, I think the South has great food. You go to Myrtle Beach, it's all good. So I don't know. We'll start being more specific about the whites that can and can't cook. But to the ones that can, we're sorry. To the ones that can't, remember salt, pepper, garlic. Holy shit, just write it down. Put enough of it. Taste your food. If you're not tasting your food, you're just serving it. You don't know if it's any good. Might be shit.
I'm a big fan of paprika too. I just love paprika.
Paprika's good. Obviously, it depends on what you're cooking, but
like
everything.
Smoky.
Taste your goddamn food, people, and then you'll know. It's all Food is like an art, but it's also a science. The measurements have to be right, and you also like cooking things certain ways delivers different results. Like for example, why does a smash burger taste better than a regular burger? Because scientifically speaking, when you smash it down, you you create a crust on the meat from the way it cooks. It burns more, gets more heat on that thing, and that crust leads to more taste. It's flavor, just like in a steak. You want to cook it, and that crust builds up top. That's where all the flavor builds up because of the charring and the temperature and all this shit.
They call
It's a
that
scientific thing.
searing. You
That's
sear
right.
it.
So you want to go ahead and know things, learn things, but also like a good art, you want to go ahead and experiment with flavors and shit. So try things, but you got to taste things. That's my word of advice to you, non-cooking whites. But anyways, on to the next one.
Next one.
I want to go ahead, and this is for a recent one. I apologize to Corey Feldman for for saying that I couldn't tell if his music sounded like a quote unquote a concert, a ritual, or a rehearsal that went off the rails, and completely making fun of his music and his whole life after movies.
You know what? I don't think he cares if you apologize or not, because he certainly doesn't care or whatever the recommendations are from his psychiatric team.
Fair
Or
enough.
his family who's like, stop embarrassing me. So I don't think I mean, you can apologize if it makes you feel better, but he's not going to give two shits.
That's true. He definitely doesn't give two shit. But say what you want about Corey Feldman, but the guy's a legend. You know, he's been in the Goonies, Stand By Me, the Friday the 13th franchise, Lost Boys, and so on. And not only that, but he's also lived a pretty fucking difficult life. You know, him and the other Corey Haim, were both apparently molested by Hollywood execs and stuff. And it's really bad shit. I'm sure left his mind not feeling so great sometimes. So if his fucking mental health and his well-being involves him wanting to play concerts and people going to see him and it makes him happy and shit, and he's able to put on these shows and people actually pay their good money to go see him, then more power to him. Like, who am I to fucking judge? And say what you want. People are ripping on him on TikTok a lot, but there's a lot of clips of his shows on that feed. So that means he's doing something right to get that attention, to the point that he even got to open for Limp Bizkit in their fucking nationwide stadium tour, because now they're having a resurgence. And he's part of that. And he even comes on stage with Limp Bizkit later on and dances around. It's completely ridiculously. But the people have fun with him, and he's found his niche, you know? So say what you want, but he's living his dream. He's now going on stadium tours with Limp Bizkit. And so what if he looks hilarious doing it? I'm not doing a stadium tour right now, so I shouldn't be a fucking hater to someone who is.
I was talking about this to a coworker, and they were like, we're going to go see Corey Feldman. This is like early in the year. And I was like, why the fuck would you waste your time? And they're like, let me ask you something. Would you go see Countess Luann perform live? She's a big Bravo celebrity.
Yeah,
Do you know who that is? The Countess Luann from Real Housewives.
I do.
And I was like, yeah, of course. And they're like, why? Is it because she's a great vocalist? She's a great dancer? She's a great musician? Or it's just because you like to watch a train wreck? I mean, let's be real about it. And I was like, you know what? I'm sorry for what I said about Corey Feldman. If you want to go watch that train wreck, I'm sure it's entertaining for some people. You go for it. It would be funny to watch. But I wouldn't watch it with the expectation that I'm going to be enlightened by his music. I'm going to watch it because I want to make fun of it.
Totally. And that's more power to it. But hey, he doesn't care if you're buying tickets to laugh or to cheer, whatever. As long as you're buying tickets, he's doing something right. And it's kind of like Tom Sandoval. Sometimes he'll pleasantly surprise you, realizing you're having a good time. Like when he popped up on America's Got Talent and did Take On Me, and he actually crushed it this year. And then even Simon was like, well, that was actually pretty good. You know, everybody expected him to shit the bed. Oh, it's Tom Sandoval. What the fuck? And then he ended up having a great viral moment. So, you know, these guys go for it. Again, if you can fucking be booked on a stadium show and people are cheering your name or laughing, whatever, as long as you're entertaining, you're doing what you set out to do. So more power to you. So Corey Feldman, I salute you, buddy. Anyways, what you got?
Well, Tom Sandoval is always going to be his ex-girlfriend's shadow because She's killing it.
Yeah.
Ariana, Team Ariana. Okay, so my next one is almost, I don't want to make it serious, but I've done a lot of reflection and I'm like, okay, maybe I should say this. So I want to apologize to Epstein's victims. Because I think that we as a nation, even like on this podcast, I think we're so fixated on catching like the bigwigs doing something wrong. We want to catch Trump and Bill Clinton and other rich and powerful men for committing crimes, but we really haven't had an emphasis on the poor victims who like live with this every day. So I want people to be held accountable, of course, for like all the mean things that the horrible things they did to these victims. The fact that some of these political adversaries of mine might go down should be more of a byproduct and not like the focus, the main intention of this investigation. So in other words, what I'm saying is I should be saying, let's hold these predators accountable instead of saying and being fixated on like, is Trump on the list? Is Trump getting in trouble? Is Trump, 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 Trump? You know, it shouldn't be about that. I should be focused on like, there's a lot of like really sad people who've had their lives wrecked, and whoever affected them should go down. And I shouldn't be fixated on tearing down people of the opposite political party or people that I don't respect. You know what I mean?
Totally.
I think news outlets do that too. Everyone's like, Trump's name has been redacted so many times from these pages,
Well, to
and
be fair, that's also important to know that they are redacting the shit. And the reason that they didn't comply with the Friday deadline, which both it's a bipartisan anger right now, Democrats and Republicans are pissed about, is because they want to make sure that Daddy Don is not in those documents publicly. And I have to verify the veracity of this, but I did see myself one where apparently Pam Bondi put out a document that accidentally didn't redact Trump's name, and it said some pretty salacious shit, but then quickly noticed it, and then when people went back, his name was redacted, but there's screenshots of the before and after. So you don't want to find out that the government is actually participating now in a conspiracy about Jeffrey Epstein, which was the whole thing that he was elected supposedly to combat because the government was having a conspiracy with Jeffrey Epstein, even though he died in Trump's first term. But what? It's a whole thing.
he was murdered. I think
So
that
I get it. Like, I think the focus should stay on the pressuring the government and the FBI to not do anything sketchy while it's happening right under our eyes. But with that being said, we should also focus on the victims, as you said, and making sure that they're getting the justice they need. Because, for example, one story that just happened right now, one of the victims is suing the Department of Justice, and she put a the complaint was made public because they didn't redact her name in one of the files, but meanwhile, the same Department of Justice is withholding her own personal Epstein file from her because they're saying that the reasoning is that they need to protect her identity and stuff, and they need to hold on to it until they know that it's safe for her. So she's arguing, wait a minute, so you're doing this to protect my identity while you're simultaneously leaking out my identity on this other document right here? What the fuck are you doing? It's super sketchy. So she's
it is
hoping
sketchy.
to get her file released to her now that they fucked up like this. But it goes to show they don't care in the Department of Justice and the FBI right now about actual getting justice. They care about protecting Daddy Trump. And so for us, people like us, we don't give a fuck if it's Bill Clinton or Donald Trump or fucking Barack Obama, who the fuck it is. If you actually participated in this shit and you were part of this shit, we want you to go down. We want you
Correct.
to get caught and brought to justice, regardless of what side of the
I
fence.
agree 100%.
So hopefully people on both sides of the fence can feel that way, but I'm noticing one that seems to be very concerned with protecting just Daddy Trump here. So hopefully we can move past that and actually get some fucking justice here. But anywho, on to the next one. Oh, I'm sorry of this one. I am so sorry to the actors that played Andy and Aaron from The Office. They're played by Ed Helms and Aaron Hannon, for saying that, quote unquote, they gave me the ick because she's aged so good and so much better than him that it looked like Matt Gaetz kissing a 17-year-old. And I just feel like no one should be compared to that stretch face creep. You know what I mean? And I feel really bad in hindsight. He's a stretch face fucking pervert. And Ed Helms is a great man and a great actor. And I should not compare him kissing Aaron Hannon to Matt Gaetz fucking making out with an underage hooker. Because I mean, look at him. Matt Gaetz looked like if someone rebuilt his face with an old lady's vagina. You know what I mean? It's not fair to compare to.
Yeah.
Like he's had more work done than the Statue of Liberty, and somehow looks less natural than her. You know what I mean? Like every time he smiles, a dermatologist buys a boat. So
Yeah.
he looks like a Snapchat filter that just won't turn off. You know, like that guy's like, I'm not a cat. It's Matt Gaetz. Like,
I can't look at him. It makes me so uncomfortable. I can't look at him at all.
Yeah, he always looks like he's about to like raise a concern. You know, it's like he looks like he's photobombing your Christmas pictures on purpose. Like, no one make a funny face. I can't help it.
You ever see like a kid in a diaper like walk behind a sofa and like squat and start pushing?
That's
Like,
right.
are you pooping right now?
Like that.
So he looks like he's always like
He's
trying to pinch
Matt
a
Gaetz,
loaf.
are you pooping right now? No.
Why do you ask?
I swear it wasn't me. He looks like he's with Eric at Applebee's squeezing out a fart. It was Kevin. So Ed Helms and Aaron Hannon, I will never ever compare either of you to anything that has to do, or anyone, unless you're an asshole, to the piece of shit, the piece of stretched out face shit that is Matt Gaetz and his horrible, awful person. Because honestly, I hope the less that we talk about Matt Gaetz, the better. And I'm going to try not to speak of him ever again starting January 1st, 2026. So he doesn't get a single piece of the news cycle and he can just fade off into the distance to be a forgotten about piece of shit, which is the best way for those pieces of shit to live out their days. So fuck them.
Yeah.
But anyways, what you got next? We each have one more, I believe.
Now this one, people might get upset, but listen, like I gotta call a spade a spade. So people listening, I want to apologize to blacks, Latinos, queers, women's, and all their minorities that voted for Trump. Because I'm sorry that you are so incredibly naive and delusional to think that the knives won't be turned on you. And so I don't know when I hear these stories like Latino people, for example, who are like, I didn't think that they would come after our community. We were Latinos for Trump. How did this happen? It happened because you voted for a criminal, you dumb fuck. Yeah. So like,
and he told you exactly what's going to happen. As a Latino, yeah, he was warning us. That's the one thing that he didn't lie about. Like for Project 2025, he kept saying, "Oh, I have nothing to do with Project 2025. They can't believe me. I never even read it. I don't know any of the people that can't believe me." He at least had to lie about that. But the one thing that he was very flat out straightforward, that he was going to start deporting people, and that his goal was to get 1 million deportations on his first month in office alone. And what, you believe that he was going to be all criminals? Get the fuck out of here, motherfucker. They say that you being illegal alone is a criminal that should put you in alligator Alcatraz, even though it's a misdemeanor by law in the U.S. So what the fuck did you think they were going to do to you?
It's so upsetting to me. And earlier this year, there was a really traumatic helicopter and plane crash off the coast of New York.
Yeah.
And whose fault was it? The White House says it was diversity. It was a direct result of diversity, equity, and inclusion. And so, like to me, this is crazy. And so, if people didn't realize from the first Trump 1.0 term in office, they didn't realize that he was surrounded by a bunch of white supremacists, then like I don't know what to say for you, but like if you look at the diversity in the White House versus the diversity when Biden and Obama were in office, like it's like shocking. I shouldn't even be shocked by this.
First term though, he wasn't surrounded with yes people like he is now. In the first term, if anything, what kept us from having the election overturned and protesters being shot and shit was because he actually tried to appoint generals and people who actually knew what they're doing, who would often resign or say no to him. And for example, one of the things he wanted to do in his first term was shoot protesters in the knees and shit with rubber bullets, and his own generals were like, no, you can't do that. That's
Yeah.
actually what ICE and shit is doing now in those protests. Like, now he doesn't have anyone to fucking hold down the fort and tell him no. Literally, like, he made sure that part of Project 2025 was to fire anyone that was not a Trump loyalist, to the point where even the FBI is doing lie detector tests to hire new people to make sure that they are in line with what Trump wants to do and his administration wants to do, and not the U.S. Constitution, which is what they're supposed to do.
Mhm.
So this is now a scary one, where now he literally, like, now he has just yes people in there, and people who, like, look at the head of the FBI who's resigning, Bongianni. He was a podcaster. He had no qualification to fucking have that job. No wonder he's resigning. Same thing with Patel and shit. These assholes don't know what the fuck they're doing, but
His name's
it's
Cash.
a give and cat. Yeah, you give them a title, and now they owe you their loyalty, because you literally make them who they are, and if they're not loyal to you, they don't have the qualifications to
Well,
have this job.
Was
So
it Hegseth the Fox News host?
there you go. He had no fucking experience to do what
So
he
I
is.
guess just my point
And
is
then
that,
Trump
like,
went at that. So
like
it's power for loyalty, and that's what these people are looking for.
during
So
during Trump 1.0, there was a revolving door of employment in the White House, and so, like, I'm not surprised by the disappointment that is our current administration, and no one should be. And so I stand by what I said, that if you are a minority and you voted for Donald Trump, I hold you accountable for being a fucking idiot. And I'm
yeah,
sorry that this is the rough reality, but if someone were to come to me and say, you know what, I voted for him because I'm fiscally conservative and grocery prices, well, you're an idiot. You're so
yes,
stupid. You just,
and
like,
a bunch of
you
Nobel Peace
sacrifice.
Prize, or not Peace Prize, but a bunch of Nobel Prize winners in math and economics and shit are like, her plan is better for that.
Yeah.
So it wasn't about that. Just I don't know. It is what it is. But we're sorry that these things are happening to you.
But you know what? The call's coming from inside the house for some of you people.
That's
Sorry.
right. That's right. You were bad. You. So,
Delusional dumbass. There's no
Delulu.
excuse for it. Do better.
But
Anywho, what's number one for you?
speaking of the MAGA world, this one, I am genuinely sorry to these people, and it's non-MAGA Republicans today, because I know there's still some of you out there still listening, and I know now your numbers are growing again. I've been seeing it. Even these crazy edgelord podcasters who loved Trump prior to the election are now starting to open their eyes and question him publicly, which is a great start. So you guys know your house is on fire. And I gotta say, rather than giving you a hand to get you out of the burning house, many of us, including me, are instead pointing fingers and blaming you for enabling the fire in the first place. And I get it. It is your fault to some degree. But at the same time, a firefighter doesn't not put out the fire if it's the person's fault, right? Like, they still gotta do it. So I get it now, people. MAGA is a cult. And when you have people in cults, the answer when they try to escape the cult should not be to shame them right back into it. We should be helping to get them out so we can fucking go back to having some semblance of normalcy in this goddamn country again. So many current non-MAGA Republicans are simply people who want to make their country better and don't believe in the answers given by the Democratic Party. And look, the Democrats are far from perfect and piss me off in the reg too. So in a two-party system, I get you kind of fall in one party or the other, mostly by default, of whether you agree with what they're saying or not. So that leaves a lot of non-MAGA Republicans there by default. And there is a difference between MAGA and just Republicans, because regular Republicans are not the MAGA idiots we see out there peddling the conspiracy theories and spending way too much attention wondering what's under a drag queen's pants. They're literally people who want the government out of our daily lives and who don't support the president being supreme ruler like MAGA does. And they also don't support the government coming in and telling people what sex changes they can do or whatever. They literally want the government out of your fucking life. That is what the Republican Party originally stood for. And there's many of those people out there. And to those people, I say I'm sorry for lumping you in with all the MAGA cult idiots, because many are waking up to the realities that this administration is doing to our economy, our schools, the jobs, the world standing, etc. But for the love of God, you need to finish waking up and join in on the good fight, because now you're needed more than ever to help clean up your burned down house. So those people, we got to bring them in and get them to vote this MAGA bullshit away so they can finally disappear and we can go, build something new, because I also don't want to go back to how things were. You want to build something better and greater than what we had to actually make America great again, not just fucking destroy it and make people who already have a bunch of money rich while the rest of us suffer. So, regular non MAGA people out there, I'm going to give you a pat in the back. Welcome for seeing the light. And hopefully you can help get the rest out of the cult. And I'm sorry if I made you feel like you were in the cult too. So
I'm not there yet. I hear what you're saying. But because I do believe that, like, you know, a square is a rectangle, but a rectangle isn't necessarily a square. And
right.
so like
That is true. That is correct.
MAGA are Republican, but Republicans aren't necessarily MAGA. Like I understand that. And I do have some friends who are Republican, and we have some very thoughtful conversations. And I don't think that all Republicans are bad people. However, I do think a lot of these non-MAGA Republicans still voted for the big beautiful bill, and I do think that they contribute a lot to this problem and should be held accountable. You know, I like during when Kamala was running for president, um, she like joined forces with oh, who was that girl? Liz Cheney,
Mm-hmm.
because she was a Republican that spoke out about Trump. And I thought to
Yeah.
myself, Liz Cheney, this is just off the heels of her accusing Planned Parenthood of aborting babies post term. It's like killing babies. So you want me to shake hands and be friends with someone who said that, liberals kill babies just because we have a common enemy? No, I don't want anything to do with her. No, she's crazy. So people are like, oh, we should team up with Marjorie Taylor Greene. Okay, yeah. So she spoke about Trump, but she also said some horrible things, and she was really mean to a lot of marginalized communities. And so just because she had like 1 week of a talk show tour doesn't remove all the pain she's caused people throughout her,
Yeah.
time in office. So I do agree with you. I do think that, like, we should ease up maybe a little bit on the Republicans who aren't MAGA, but instead of easing up, I think we should just hold them accountable. Like, listen, like, you created this, you need to figure out what you got to do to fix your party, because you are part of the problem too.
Yeah, but that's the thing. They're not going to be able to fix their party alone. So we got to be able to help them to do that. So then we can be.
Yeah, but I don't want to join forces and like shake hands and say like bygones be bygones. I want to be like, listen, like, I'm never going to let you forget the things that you did during your terms in the Congress or the Senate. Like, you guys made some really bad decisions, and if you voted to protect President Trump during these Epstein files, vote, like, you should be held accountable for that. You know what I mean? So like,
Yeah, but I'm more so. I'm not apologizing to a single one of these spineless politicians, except the ones. There's like 3 or 4 out there that are actually, doing their thing and actually fighting the president on it. I'm talking about the people, the actual voters, the actual people that we have out there. The politicians, like you said, they're voting for this big beautiful bill. They are voting a lot down party lines. So for me, all those single ones, they can fucking kick rocks and find new jobs for all I care. But it's the voters and it's the people who are not actually in politics that I'm apologizing to. So hopefully that didn't cross as me apologizing to the politicians. Fuck that.
oh, okay,
They can suck at Dickens.
yeah.
Yeah, they can fucking go. It's those 3 or 4 that are fighting the good fight, that are publicly risking losing their jobs because Trump is going to primary them, and they say we don't give a fuck. So, like the governor in Illinois, who
Pritzker.
that's right, and people like that, and the guy, what's it called? That where the Colts are from. Indianapolis.
Indiana.
Yes, like there's governors who refuse to redistrict, and Iowa. That's what I meant to say. I think that's the one. There's a governor out there who literally told Trump to kick rocks about, gerrymandering his district to keep the stupid fight that Texas and California and everybody's doing. He's like, no, fuck that. That ship has sailed. You're not redistricting. You're not no king, and he's a Republican, so he's risking a lot too. So people like that keep fighting the good fight. But the other ones, the spineless bastards that are fucking out there doing Trump's bidding, you guys can eat shit. So I guess it's a weird way to end the list of apologies telling someone to eat shit. But I like how I feel about doing that. So
Eat
we're
shit.
gonna go with that one. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, frat chatters of all ages, that has been our list of things that we're sorry for. So, with that being said, this is our season finale, and we're going to miss you for a couple of weeks. But in the meantime, there's plenty of stuff that you can go watch. You can look at the archives and catch up on episodes you haven't seen or seasons you haven't seen. You can go on YouTube and check out our awesome content and even episodes live at FratChat Podcast. You can check us out on Instagram at FratChat Podcast, on Threads and all of the social channels. And you can also look at our own content as well. We got some good ones on our own socials. You can follow me at Carlos Does the World on Instagram, on TikTok, on Threads, on YouTube. Check out my website, carlosgarciacomedy.com. And you can also check out my good buddy CMO here at chris.moore.comedy on Instagram and TikTok, and CMO Comedy on Twitter/sex. You can also check out at Just Kidding Comedy on Instagram, because we're back in January. And you're going to start seeing us live again. And it's going to be good times. So do all those things. Get ready to rock. Get ready for some R&R. But don't worry, because we will be back in January and ready to kick some butt. Oh, yeah. So, it's time for us to roll. So won't you please get us out of here?
I motion to adjourn this meeting. Can you hear me over the soundtrack? I said I motion to adjourn this meeting.
And I'm going to miss you guys, but I second, because we'll be back not next week, in a few weeks, with the greatest podcast in the history of podcast at time. It's the FratChat Podcast. Say yeah.
Bye, guys. Sorry, Mom.
We love you.